The jury has decided the fate of Uvalde Schools police officer Adrian Gonzalez. They've reached a verdict finding Gonzalez not guilty. He was charged with 29 felonies.
I think this is the first Hispanic-looking guy that's been charged not guilty since Trump took office. Here's my thing, dude. Why? Like, all of them should have. How many officers were there? Like 20 or something? They all should have been tried. And they all should have been sentenced to capital punishment, personally. Listen, bro, you know, right now we're in the lick the boot administration, and we're told to follow orders. Police officers, all these agents, they do the right thing. And then there's a school shooting, and like, what, 20 or 40 or how many other officers at Uvalde decided to just do nothing? They should at least take care of the whoever was in charge of them. And I mean, when I say take care of, I mean capital punishment. I don't care. You know, these people are, he was the school police officer that left. What the fuck is a school police officer? I don't even, what does that fucking mean? One guy? What about the rest of them? This is crazy. We're told to fucking lick the boot and the police will protect you. And the reason that they get paid pretty well, usually they do, and a lot of states get paid really well with like a pension, which doesn't exist anymore for most people, and health insurance that's pretty cheap, is because they protect and serve, and they put their lives in the line every day until the day comes, right? What are we doing here? A waste of taxpayer dollars for all these fucking police officers there. Why? Like, what the fuck is going on? It's crazy. I don't see the point. It's frustrating. A bunch of kids got killed. I think it was 19 kids and 2 teachers died. Right? Let's be real. Those teachers were more valuable to society than every single one of those failed police officers. 1,000%. Teachers that are willing to sit down and educate young people and try to guide them in the correct path to help them get education and a job, and those people are actively preventing people from becoming serial killers, right? But the police officers, what are they doing? Not their job. Not their fucking job. So pretty gross shit, man. Pretty gross shit.
Felony counts of abandoning and endangering a child for allegedly failing to engage the school shooter who murdered 19 students and 2 teachers back in May of 2022. The charges reflect 1 count for each of the 19 students who died in the shooting and the 10 children who survived in classroom 112.
Bro, honestly, I don't give a fuck. I mean, like, if this is a school police officer, I am less concerned with the school police officer and much more concerned with all the other police officers that showed up and didn't do fucking anything. What about them? There's a bunch of them in the hallway. They didn't do anything.
12. The jury had just been given the case today. Our Peter Haralambos is outside of the courtroom.
This is just fucking stupid, dude. This is stupid.
Peter, lay out the arguments here from both sides and what made this case so unique.
Yeah, this trial, Lindsay, was a long time coming for the Uvalde community, for the families of these victims. For years, they've seen reports, they've seen investigations, but this was really the first criminal trial stemming from this botched police response.
But like, this is the whole thing, right? This is the tactic. The tactic is something really bad happens. We're going to investigate. A year later, we're going to start to we're going to push charges against somebody, and then a year after that, we'll drop the charges in some capacity. That's it. That's how things work. Slow timeline to make it seem like they're doing something, and then the energy for the most of society is down. So when they see this, like, oh, this is bullshit, but they don't care enough to do something about it. That's a tactic. That's like legitimately the tactic that they engage in, because like they have to be media conscious now. They have to. They know that, especially after 2020. So even the courts are very media conscious in the way that these things happen, and they know what they're doing. They were never going to charge a fucking cop for this, as much as a school police officer. Again, who gives a fuck about the school police officer? What about the actual police officers who showed up?
A lot of hope
and did nothing when there was a bunch of them.
Was riding on this case. They thought this was a fleeting opportunity for some kind of justice after this tragedy, one of the worst shootings in U.S. history. But just after,
yeah, but guys, we got thoughts and prayers. At least after that shooting, we got a whole lot of thoughts and prayers, instead of actual change. Thank God we live in a thoughts and prayers society that does 0% to actually solve problems. The thoughts and prayers society that licked the boot offered thoughts and prayers and let the cops get away with it. Isn't that incredible? It's incredible. Yeah, they keep their pensions. Yeah, it's fucking bullshit.
After about 2 weeks of testimony, we get this stunning acquittal on all counts. A really emotional scene in this courtroom. We've been staying in touch with some of the families throughout this trial. They were optimistic. Of course, they had concerns about how the prosecution case was going. There were missteps that they noted, but they were hopeful that this might result in some justice for them, and certainly a disappointing outcome for them, but certainly a very emotional response for Mr. Gonzalez, whose name has effectively been cleared by this jury's verdict.
The jury.
It's crazy, dude. What was the jury full of? Thoughts and prayers people that love licking boots?